And here we are, folks. Game 1 of Easy Bake Oven versus Team President's Choice. Now, as I said before, in this tank-heavy meta right now, there are just tanks everywhere. And it's really just picking up these hyper carries, ADs that scale well into the late game and shred tanks. And right now, Sivir, though she was popular a couple of patches ago with this insurgence of tanks, really falls flat. Same with Corki, same with Lucian. They rely on a lot of things going well early and in the mid game. And that is really the only reason why President's Choice won out in picks and bans is because they have that hyper carry Jinx. Arguably one of the best hyper carries, if not the best hyper carry for late game with those rockets. Now, you won't hear me complaining whatsoever with the start of the supports, both starting off that Relic Shield, going to help their ADCs sustain just a little bit better. Alendris on that Alistar, going to be able to spam that heal as well. Cavalry's bouncing blades are going to be very annoying, but they should be fine there. Raffle Spartan will surely be able to heal up along with Peppermoose, blocking out those boomerangs just in case. Now, interesting for the top laners, both of them starting Flask, wanting for that sustain lane. I doubt we'll see any early aggression from them. Maybe some poke here and there to get those Flask charges off, but it's looking like it's going to be a pretty docile lane up there. Now that I said that, I'm probably going to be proven wrong. But already a little bit of aggression from Krona on that LeBlanc against Q-Story. But Command Protect should be fine there. Now Q-Story going, having points in utility, rocking those Poro biscuits. Might have some increased regen there. Summoner cooldowns, I believe you need to take in order to get those biscuits. So, we'll see if that works out for him. Surprisingly, a CS advantage already for Krona. As we check them out here. Q-Story playing very far back, giving Krona a lot of respect. I don't know if that necessarily is the right choice, considering the fact that Krona does not have a lot of kill potential. But here it comes now, the gank coming out from Misumi. A will flip of a Raffle Spartan, force a flash and heal. Is it going to be enough? It is, as the aggression from EBO is stopped. But a great gank coming out from Misumi, blowing both summoners from Raffle Spartan and forcing him to go back as well, missing out on quite a bit of farm. Going to be about a wave. But Cavalry and Alendris are not fast pushing this. That's highly unfortunate. A chains do land onto Q-Story. Misumi is there though to help out Krona. Krona might be caught out. The flash flip will go. W not available. Nesting is here now, dropping Q-Story quite low. Ignite is dropped on him, and that's going to be first blood to Nesting. The counter gank is real. Misumi might actually fall right here, getting a little bit greedy, but gets the answer kill. That's, I guess the red buff ticking onto Nesting was able to pick that up. But regardless, a 2-for-1 trade for President's Choice this early on. That LeBlanc already getting done what she needs to do and getting ahead of that lane. Q-Story going to have a bit of a harder time there, already down in CS. Getting doubled right there, and losing out on quite a bit of farm, probably about half a wave, maybe a full one. Well, he is here now, hopefully able to pick that up. He will be going for that Chalice, getting that increased mana regen, along with some MR to stem the burst damage from Krona. But Nesting on that counter gank, on point there, helping out his mid laner. Misumi though going on to this Nasus. Oh, they do ward up. The slow lands onto Alex. The flip is there. He's trying to get out of there, but it is going to be a bite and a smack from Little Robot picking up that. And that's what they need to do. They need to punish this Nasus right now. Make sure that he's not farming, gets behind on levels, gets behind on farm. Make sure that that Q is useless. Basically prolonging his power spike there, but he does go come back. Alex does come back with a Kindle Gem, going for that cooldown reduction and health. But Kustori gets chunked out right now. Chains do land, and that is just going to be one dead Kustori. And that is what EVO needed to be afraid of. Krona getting started on that LeBlanc. Once LeBlanc gets going, it's very difficult to stop. Able to absolutely destroy their counterpart in that mid lane. Is going for that Morellonomicon. Not too worried about the Athenes. Good choice considering there's a lot of healing. But the flip and bite coming out from Asumi will answer. Krona getting a little bit antsy. Meanwhile, Pepper Moose taking a lot of damage, gets headbutted into the turret, does take a tower shot, is forced to flash out, but exhaust is enough to save him. Cavalry taking a lot of poke as Nesting is down here as they go on. Meanwhile, top lane, it's the battle of the tanks right now. The battle of the Colossus should probably be better, but Little Robot coming out with a better trade here. Now, as I said, Sion can bully Nasus, but Misumi is there, takes the flip on Pepper Moose. Nesting is already here. The knock-up bite will net Misumi a kill, but the shutdown goal onto Raffle Spartan as he gets the reset. Nesting is forced out with the exhaust, but now it has timed out. Both ADCs are dueling it, but Cavalry is going to go down right here. Forced to flash away, but the flash from Nesting will pick that up. Alindris headbutts to safety. Thankfully, the minion position was there. But this early game, though a bloodbath already, still slightly in favor of PC. Misumi actually doing in work as he, even as a sub for EBO, actually taking almost all the kills. Blue buff going on to Krona, going to be even more of a menace in that mid lane. But LeBlanc is super hard to gank as he goes on to Cool Story already. The damage right now. Cool Story just chugging, or munching, should I say, those Poro snacks to try to keep his health bar safety. Level advantage already for Krona. Still holding on to quite a CS, a lead as well. Meanwhile, BF Swords picked up for both ADCs right now. Surely going towards that Infinity Edge for each of them. But Misumi is right here for Krona. Nice bite. Will chunk out Krona right now, but the kill still eludes them. Krona should be all right there. Now, junglers are quite even. Misumi putting on quite a bit more pressure than Nesting. Nesting kind of reactive, but big shockwave from Cool Story as Ignite's ticking. Misumi is there to finish up the kill, though. Will Cool Story live? He does with Elastics of Ignite, not able to finish him off. Nesting comes in, trying to see if he could pick up Cool Story, but just a little too late. Meanwhile, it is going to be a battle of the junglers. Misumi coming out quite a bit of ahead. Ulti from Nesting trying to disengage, but that Volibear passive is healing up Misumi. Double buffs is on him as well. That is going to be one-did Nesting. If he gets out of it, Misumi tries to, and the flip will be enough. And that is one big bear right now for EBO. Putting the team on his back and carrying it. Now, even with Misumi taking all these kills, though it has not been really an option to, I would rather see it on Kustori or Cavalry. They really need the kills to get going right now. Kustori already having such a hard time. But Misumi is doing his best. Oh, the W failed for Chrono, and that's going to be a misplay. Is forced to flash over the wall. Getting away with his life, but a little bit of cocky, spamming that laugh, but missing his W. And the pressure from Misumi is great. Knowing that his mid laner is going to have a bit of a problem here. Chrono actually tower dives, and the auto attack is going to pick that up. Chrono just misplaying right there. And just like that, because of that camp from Misumi, Kustori is right back into this game, actually catching up in CS already. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the harass from Raffle Spartan continues, but all pretty even there. Little Robot, though he is asserting his dominance by poking, is missing out on a lot of CS. Alex gaining the CS advantage right there. Well, Severe ulti popped, but the disengage a little too quick for Raffle Spartan and Pepper Moose. A little bit slow on that ultimate. So it looks like both junglers are most likely going for that Cinder Hulk. I don't see them not. Now, Misumi has yet to back, is sitting on almost 1,800 gold. Meanwhile, same thing for Raffle Spartan. The duel up top, though, Little Robot going on to Alex, wanting to fight. Actually just forcing Alex to miss out on CS, but it doesn't seem to be working. Alex is still ahead in farm now. Krona gets caught out by Misumi, and Kusari will W over the Dragon Pit. Alex being forced to push back onto tower. Now Misumi is still here. Should really go back to buy that farm, but he will go on to Chrono. Chrono landing the chains right now. A little bit of taunting going out from Misumi. Getting chunked down to half yet again. Alex needs to watch out in the top lane, though. Little Robot could ulti him under tower. That could be a possibility right there. That armor shred with a minion, a kick, is going to make it so that Little Robot can do quite a bit of damage to that already tanky Nasus. So, meanwhile, in the mid lane, it is going to be Umbrella finished already for Krona. But kind of throwing the lead that he established early on in this game. Meanwhile, Misumi actually getting caught in PC's jungle. The rotation from Little Robot and Alex. Nice on ulti will knock up. Misumi fighting for his life right now. Alex is going to fall, though. It's still a 1-for-1 trade. Little Robot going on to Nesting. Well, can Nesting make it out? He will, as he dashes under the protection of his tower. Meanwhile, Kustori has rotated bottom, is here, shows it. On the hunt is Pop. They are going to go on to Pepper Moose, but a Glacial Official will help disengage. Nice shockwave on both of them. Raffle Spartan and Pepper Moose actually being bounced around. Landers picks up a Raffle Spartan as they go on to Pepper Moose. That nice secondary exhaust coming out from Kustori as the auto attack. The cogs from Kustori is going to be strong. Chrono has finally come here, but he gets knocked away. Does end up picking the kill on to Kustori, but a 2-for-2 trade so far. Sorry, a 1-for-2 trade in favor of EBO. They're actually taking the lead in kills now. And when all is said and done, EBO coming out with a slight lead in CS. Misumi finally picking up his first back, while second going to finish that Cinder Hulk, already building towards that Randuin's. That bear is huge right now. Meanwhile, Infinity Edge finished for both ADCs. And Athene's also completed for Coup Story, going to have a little bit more mana regenerations there and some MR to fight against Krona. Now it looks like Alex is going for that Frozen Gauntlet. I really don't like that choice, all things considering for their team right now, but it will give him that armor needed against the 1 ADC threat. A Little Robot, though, is dueling against Alex. Wither is dropped on him. Little Robot is just trying to time that ultimate from Alex, and now he does not have the... I think it's Blessings of the Sand? Fury of the Sands. Little Robot, though, dropping quite low. The flash from Alex and the flash from Robot to disengage. Both tanks are quite low. Need to play it safe right now, as Little Robot is finally under his tower, though. But what protection does he have from a Nasus Q? Nice shield to dissuade Alex as he takes some tower shots to the face. Now PC is trying to look and posture around this dragon, but EBO does have eyes on it. The rotation from Misumi will be stopped by Krona right now, landing the chains over, does have vision on him over the wall, does try to chunk him out a little bit, but the TP coming out from Little Robot, they go in, Dragon picked up from PC, but at what cost right now? Big Glacial Fissure coming out from PC, but the disengage is nice. Little Robot actually picking up Pepper Moose off the back of that, but Misumi is not done the chase. Chrono is going to try to help his jungler, and the chains is going to be enough. Nesting coming out, but behind that all, Raffle Spartan picks up a double kill onto Coup Story, and just like that, it's a 3-for-1 trade in favor of PC. That fight coming out just a little bit messy. Little Robot trying to come back, but let's actually take a look at that. Oh, I guess we can't. I guess we can't, guys. As we jump back to live. I feel like nesting... I feel like nesting... switched... Well, I feel like nesting... got chased by Misumi just a bit too much. Misumi not really peeling for his backline. That's what I'm trying to say. Words and things are just so difficult right now. So bear with me, guys. But Misumi chased nesting so deep into PC's jungle, did get cut off by Krona, and though that Volibear passive is something to not sneeze at, Misumi does not have a lick of MR right now, so Krona is doing a ton of damage to him. Thanks with that Morellonomicon does reduce that healing, was able to pick him up there, and Nesting got away with his life. Meanwhile, on the back, with no peel from their front line, Coup Story and Cavalry just get utterly picked apart by Raffle Spartan, coming out big that fight with a double kill under his belt. A 3-1-2 Jinx now versus Cavalry with that 0-2-3. I think Raffle Spartan sitting on a bit of gold. No, surprisingly not. Only 500. Needlessly large rod picked up from Chrono now. Going to be even doing more damage. Misumi is in the bot lane though. Meanwhile, the top laners are dueling. It's a Battle Colossus up here. We don't really care about that. There it is. It looks like actually Alex got the shutdown. Since there's no tower here, we camera kind of toying with us a little bit. Big Glacial Fissure coming out. Cavalry gets chunked out. Krona getting flipped back though. Exhaust being popped on Misumi as Raffle Spartan is going to just pepper him. Krona picks up that kill, and just like that, Misumi goes down. That big bear not respecting the CC coming out from PC. And a PCH do pick up a tower for their efforts off of that kill. Now, Dragon not an objective that will be up anytime soon, but PCH do have the majority of their vision down centered Meanwhile, Nesting is trying to push down this last T1 turret for EBO. But will be defended by Little Robot right now. Ping's going down for PCH to defend that middle. But Easy Bake Oven not going to rotate any of their players to push down that middle turret, as Little Robot did have to answer that split push coming out from Alex on that Nasus. Now, how many stacks is Nasus sitting on right now? 369. Not too bad, not too shabby considering the aggression coming out from that. And with Little Robot being in the top lane, they are just going to pick up that T1. Cavalry gets chunked out by Alex, though, as Alex TP down in the bot lane does just pick up Cavalry right there. 2 Qs to the face is enough to delete that Sivir. Meanwhile, he's not done, as Corona is going to rotate down. Alindris will surely meet his maker right now, as that's going to be a 2-for-0 for PCH, as they will try to siege this bottom T2 tower for EBO. Nice friendly banter right there. They actually do send Raffle Spartan to push that middle wave, kind of trying to spread EBO thin, as they do have Alindra still down. Alex actually gets caught from Misumi. Needs to respect that damage coming out of that Lightning Bear. Shockwave will hold Alex in place. Does flash out, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as the flip from Misumi will net himself the kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, PCH tried to siege that. Jinx able to actually siege that, but Chrono just double W. Mimics the W. Will pick up Cavalry just right. That Nesting does pick up a Ku story in the back. A lot of fighting right now. Shut down from Masumi, though, as they chased Raffle Spartan. Little Robot getting kited quite a bit, but it doesn't matter, as he nets the kill. And now it's going to be Nesting to fall right now. Little Robot still alive after all of this. Pepper Move will pick up the kill with the last auto attack, but it's going to cost him his life, as a double kill for Misumi will net them the win in that. Almost, well, figuratively an ace for EBO, as Alex was dead, now is revived. And just like that, EBO does answer with a mid turret of their own. And just at the perfect time too, Dragon has spawned right now. They could pick it up. It is going to be some time before PCH make their way down there. Alindris is just going to ward up to make sure he sees them coming. But it's going to go to EBO. So Dragon's going to be tied up right now. Only a 2k gold advantage difference for PCH. But this game pretty even. This game going as expected. Both these teams are pretty neck and neck. Little Robot actually gets caught out by Corona, but that's going to be a tanky Scion right there. Able to shrug off all that damage. Corona need to make sure that he doesn't chase too far, but Cavalry is right there too, as we said, flashes the ice prism from Sejuani. Will get away with his life right there. Could have turned pretty nasty for him. So Corona able to one-shot Cavalry right now. He needs to, his team needs to make sure that they are protecting him and peeling for him to make sure they keep their ADC alive. Meanwhile, Alex is going to go onto the top turret, but Kustori probably not a fight that he wants to pick. Misumi is here, though. Does have for the Glory as he charges towards Alex. Nice shockwave will spell the doom for Alex. Who gets the kill? It's going to be a Little Robot. Everyone but Alindra is getting a piece of that pie. Meanwhile, though, because they showed so many top, it looks like PCH is going to just take out this bottom T2 tower. The rotations from PCH are actually so on point this game. But the Ruffle Spartan will pick up the kill, but at what cost? Oh, the little robot misses, so Salty nesting is right there. We'll go on to Ku's story. Ruffle Spartan doing quite a lot of damage in the back. Glacial Official will keep them slowed, but Ruffle Spartan will go on to that. Little robot surely will fall. They just have to watch out for that passive, and Ruffle Spartan probably forgetting about it, but it doesn't matter right now. Little robot will not be able to get anything off of his passive, that death passive. But all the while this is going on, Misumi is just pushing, and will actually get the middle T2. Alex a little too slow to get up. One more hit, not able to get it, but Misumi does not take that chance, as Wither would probably have spelled disaster for him. And so far, both teams just trading towers for towers. Not really responding to the throw. Oh, Red not going over to Ruffle Spartan. Nesting will pick that up for himself. A Warmog's already picked up for Nesting. Knowing that Sivir can't really get through all that health. And this was what I was afraid of. With only one major continuous damage source in Cavalry, EBO find themselves in a bit of a bind, considering the fact that Krona can just two-shot Cavalry. I mean, Orianna Shockwave is good, but unless there is follow-up damage for that, they are going to be in a bit of a pickle. But with all that said, Misumi on that godlike Volibear, 10 and 5. Wanting to see if he can carry his team to victory. But they do have a steep hill to climb. Ruffle Spartan will only get scarier from here on out, as well as that Nasus. And Alex actually not going for that Frozen Gauntlet. I'm very happy in that. Goes for that Frozen Heart instead, and working towards his Trinity Force. Now that he is in these team fights, that Trinity Force will come up and serve him well, is what I'm trying to say. Going to do quite a bit of damage. Not like he was not doing a lot of damage. Corona actually gets caught out right now. Misumi just tanking all of this LeBlanc's damage right now, not even popping his passive. The disengage from Peppermoo is going to be okay, as EBO will push out that middle. But Peppermoo gets caught out trying to ward by EBO. That's going to be a dead support. Glacial Fisher will be popped, but for the glory, will net little robot a kill. Nice spell shield coming out from Cavalry. Saves his life from that ultra mega death rocket. But they know that Ruffle Spartan doesn't have it. Q-Story getting actually chunked out by Krona. Ruffle Spartan getting caught out, as Misumi will pick up Krona off the back of that. Ruffle Spartan trying to do his best to tank, but the flash from Misumi will be enough to kill him. They go on to nesting, and right now it's a double kill for Misumi. Tanking a bit too much of that tower, though. That fight going all in favor of EBO. PCH a little bit out of position there. One more hit on that T2 tower. And that will be it. Nesting kind of not really able to peel for his team there. Peppermoo getting caught out warding. With us almost hitting that 30-minute mark, you really need to use that buddy system to ward up. Does get caught out. Meanwhile, Chrome does try to 1v3. Try to put that damage. Does pay for it. Almost getting Q-Story, but almost not really cutting it. A dragon is now live. Both teams not really having any vision on it so far, but it looks like this is going to be the next big fight, as both teams are going to try to contest this. The fight for Scuttle will go over to EBO. But Krona catching Little Robot. Now, unfortunately, Krona has only been going on to Little Robot, the tankiest member of their team right now. not really the person you want to be going on, but Dragon is already started for PCH. EBO wants to contest this. On the hut is popped out. Glacial Official will stop that. Nice Ice Prism from Sejuani as they try to rotate. Little Robot in the back line, though, all by himself. Raffle Spartan doing tons of damage right there, getting chunked out. So far, nobody's fault. Big shockwave coming out on two members of PCH as they go on. Little Robot did fall, but they helps pick up the kill onto Nesting. Cavalry getting shreked by Raffle Spartan as the reset happens, and just like that, it's going to be an ace for PCH. Raffle Spartan getting the double kill in that team fight. And PCH not even going for Dragon, knowing that they can take the turrets for themselves. Meanwhile, they also have a huge wave of minions in the top lane. Looks like they won't rotate for that anyway. With death timers still pretty short, they are only going to be able to take one inhib. Unless they do rotate up top, no, they are just going to be play it safe and back off. Most likely going to pick up the Dragon off of that as well. I always underestimate how fast a Jinx can take down towers and structures in general. Red being stolen away from them. Cavalry kind of being outclassed here right now, and this is what me and Rambo were talking about in Picks and Bans. Sivir not really having the most successful of showings this past few weeks. And again, it is all thanks to the resurgence of the tank, with tank junglers and tanks in general being the flavor of the month. They're going to find themselves hard pressed. So it is going to be the rise of the hyper carries so far. It looks like Krona actually has that Luden's Echo completed already, along with a Void Staff, doing quite a bit of damage. No wonder Krona can have his way with Cavalry, but Misumi going to get caught out trying to clear the Baron Pit. The Q does land on for Peppermoo, and that's for the glory being popped. Thankfully, it is going to be help from his team, but it's not going to be enough. Cavalry actually gets caught out with an Ice Prism, gets chunked out by a rocket. Big Glacial Virgil and Shockwave coming out for the team. It's a messy team fight, but so many tanks. No one has died yet, and all at once, Krona picks up one. So does Raffle Spartan. A double kill for Krona, though, off the back of that, as well as Raffle Spartan. And it's going to be another ace. Triple kill for Krona as he picks the last person on EBO. Cool story. Trying to make his way back to base, but that, with a minion wave at the base, is going to be lights out for PCH here, picking up the win in Game 1 in quite a bloodthirsty fight. Over 50 kills this game. GG, well played. PCH picks up Game 1 in this best of 2 against EBO.